journal, and this is a flip through of my 2026 yearly spreads. So this is the beginning of the book, and I chose like this Y2K cyberpunk techie theme for this year because I feel like it would lean heavily into the main materials I use to color everything, which is the gel pens and acrylic paint markers for the most part. But I also will do some illustrations outside of the book and add them in, and some I will flat out just draw in it. Like, for example, with the Jurassic reading challenge, I drew this Parasaurolophus skeleton in here, and it kind of looks a little smudgy now because it did in fact smudge compared to what it originally looked like, and we salvaged it, and that's all that matters. Then the only one of Dutch door, my sage themed only one of challenge. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite page. Yes, I'm biased about it, and I am excited to start it. The TBR-a-thon. So for Lost in the Library, I decided against printing mini books, even though I love printing the little books to put in my reading journal. Since I went with rolling a d20 to make my choices with this, I decided it's easier to just kind of write out the title and author for each book. Then with Map of Stories on the other side, it also kind of helped since I did a Dutch door for the books and stuff for there. So books I chose to fill in the 3 spaces that I cleared up would be, for the romance, a book called New Age, and then for thriller I chose God of the Woods because it was actually a book of the month pick I picked. And then for the literary fiction, I think I chose Animal Farm to replace it. It's gonna be a reread for me, but it's a long ways off reread for me. I can't wait to start it, actually, considering. Then we move on to Romanceopoly. For the most part, the struggle that I had outside of the videos unseen, it got fixed. I used painter's tape instead of washi tape to hold down the Dutch door to keep it all together, and it worked out. Then Buzzword and Branching Out Book Club. I am very happy with this layout. So Branching Out Book Club was the video. I don't know what happened to it. I think my camera had stopped recording. But Buzzword, you can see clearly I really love the layout, especially how it flows around the little robot. But I have 2 books already for it. One for a title, which was one-word title, and it's Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. And then in the covers, of course, The Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip, friend Cassie? For Cassie? I think that's how you say it. And I'm excited to start both of these. They were the only 2 that I had a pick because they were actually migrated over from my TBR-a-thon mini books, but they fit these themes well, so I thought it'd be perfect. Then Branching Out Book Club, one of the 2 book clubs I picked. We have our first book already, and it goes from December 29th to February 8th. We're reading it, and it's Martyr. I actually set this up wrong at first, and I had it by month instead of the dates we were reading the book, because the book club's a little different in that it's, I think, about 5 weeks we spend with each book. But I really love this purple, blue, pink aesthetic we've got going on. The branch that I'm in, because in the Branching Out Book Club there's like different subgroups, I'm in the Wisteria branch, which is, honestly, I think it's really welcoming. I felt really welcome when I joined the Discord server, and I'm excited to read with other people. Can you tell I've never been in a book club before? I've never really I'm just happy. These are happy sounds. But I've left these 3 at the bottom blank, and I actually covered up the extra little boxes that would have been the rest of the year on the side, because there's only, I think, 9 books that'll fit in this year with the way we read them in the club. Then next we have the Attack of the Killer Book Club spread. So, as I said in my setup, we've already got our first book and movie of the year, and they are Seasick, and the movie is Ghost Ship. Even though this layout is pretty simplistic, it really kind of balances out, I think, with my more ostentatious layouts on other pages, and it also kind of gave my wrist a little break from all the drawing, but there's still room for stickers later if I want. Overall, I just really like how the lines came out. I know the little book rectangles are kind of messy themselves, but overall, I think it's a really nice layout. Flipping back through, of course, everything just looks really nice, uniform, cohesive this year around. I tweaked the colors on a lot of the images I pulled from specific groups, like especially the Romanceopoly and the TBR-a-thon pictures of the boards, just so they would fit the aesthetic colors a bit more for me. And I think everything actually turned out really, really well in the end. I am really excited to start reading this year. Oh my god, Sage. Sage, you are beautiful. I'm just gonna call this little robot head Sage. Oh my god. So happy with this. Can you tell I like my drawings? I'm gonna do a sketchbook tour one day as well. I'm almost finished with the one I'm working in, so you'll get to see more of my art and how I talk about it a lot later. But here, I think this journal will definitely bridge the gap between my like of reading and my like of art. Love of reading, love of art. There's probably more room for me to do more drawings a little later on, depending on what books I decide to do actual pages and spreads for in the end, which there are some that I think I definitely will, but I had a huge problem with making pages for books that I didn't enjoy nearly as much as others, and yet I had the stuff, or I thought it would just aesthetically make a really good page, even though I didn't. It was just an okay book to me. So we're not doing that this year. We're actually going to, make for what we love, or at least gave 4 stars to. How about that? And also just kind of how I'll set up pages will be a lot different as well, because I think I just kind of put stickers in without rhyme or reason, and I need to do layouts this time around. We need some aesthetic areas to write in. That's the word of this year, aesthetic. That's all this reading journal was built for. Aesthetics, aesthetics, aesthetics. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you continue to stay and see what's in store for the rest of this year. I am happy to have you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.